Right, here we go. Welcome to the end of excuse me, the end of the first phase, right, of this project. So 8 weeks. 8 weeks is the phase, and this is week 8. So there we go, easy. This week ended with a ceiling test that happened on Wednesday, as well. I'd done a ramp to failure test on Friday, right? During this week, in fact, took some time to just review everything that's happened, the good stuff and the bad stuff. Just basically doing this review has made me change the structure of this training program, because before the focus was on distance each day, right? Although this is still a goal, doing the distance, the average speed, like the focus is now on time spent out on the bike, right? The reason for this, the problem I was having was when distance is the goal, it's fine if you're just riding, but I'm not. I'm working as well. When you're working, it does add some level of complexity to the day. It's not just about going out on the bike and covering a distance. I've mentioned this before, starting, stopping all the time, carrying stuff on your back, dealing with issues, all this other stuff. This does impact the day. Makes your mind kind of lose focus, right? When it's fixed on the distance, when distance is the goal, right? Because if you're doing more jobs, you're obviously delayed picking up. You're delayed, well, not delayed, but you're adding time onto your day, right? The thing is frustration can creep in quite quickly. You know, when you start thinking, oh, yesterday I finished at this time with this distance, but today, you know, I'm like an hour late and I still haven't finished. Hour later than yesterday and I still haven't finished. You do start to get frustrated because you start questioning your own performance, right? You start thinking, well, why am I now taking longer? You don't think about the added time taken doing jobs, right? So now I'm removing this, can call it like self-imposed mental noise, right? All these thoughts, they start to take away from what the goal is, what it should be, right? So the goal is now time spent out. So clear, you know, starting at this time, finish at that time. That's it. The average speed and the distance, these are now going to be like byproducts, right? So they're still important metrics, right, to monitor, but not focus on, right? The reason why there is a bigger battle to be won, right? Let's get into what happened on Wednesday. So this is now the next video is what actually happened on Wednesday. Right, morning. First of all, welcome to. This is Paternoster St Paul's Cathedral over there. Just sitting down for a coffee. Can you see? Wednesday, 6:49 a.m. Right, today is a ceiling test, right? Purpose of the ceiling test is to push yourself to the absolute limit, right? Now, how do I explain this? Given the so the last time I did one was 8 weeks ago today, and managed to push out, was it 174 kilometers, right? So being consistent is the real focus for this, right? So given the last time I did this, right, it was colder, it was raining already in the morning, it got so cold that the rain turned into snow. Excuse me. So the temperature's slightly better, right? I say slightly, like a couple of degrees better. Also, my diet has improved since the last time I did this. In fact, even last night, this morning, carbo loading, I actually was struggling to finish my breakfast this morning. It was getting a bit too much. Yeah, and there's like psychological things as well that I've managed to overcome. Because most of this stuff, doing endurance, is about the mind, right? And you've got to be strong in the mind. You've got to keep the focus. Otherwise, the whole thing's going to fall apart. So, the time. Last time I stopped, I got home at, I think it was like 6:30 or something. Given the differences between this time and last time, I am expecting more, right? Now, the overall goal at this stage is to work from 7 until 9 o'clock, and then finish and go home, right? So at the latest, I should be back at about 10, right? This allows me to just keep the focus on the bloody hell. Excuse me. Keep the focus on the time, achieving the goal, because the work will come from it, where I can increase the average speed, right? So cycle faster in between jobs. So this will naturally increase the distance. But the biggest thing is working, being on the bike for that length of time. So it's going to be 7 o'clock when I start, right? So 9 was 14 hours. I've already took half an hour to cycle here, and then say half an hour to cycle back. So it's going to be 15 hours. 15 hours of riding is very testing, right? But this is what I need to do, okay? So I need to get over this, wanting to finish quickly, wanting to get back. The fight is to stay out, right? So today, 9 o'clock. Stay online, accepting jobs until 9 o'clock. Finish the jobs, go back. Eat, shower, do some stretching, go to sleep. That's it. That's the plan. I feel confident about it. Let's see how I feel later, right? Right. Just really want to quickly get this done. I've just got back. So finished the ceiling test. And that was, for want of a better word, I'm fucked. My whole body's just broken. It wasn't too busy, right? The day was actually really quite nice at the start. It did actually rain later. I'm a little bit wet, and it was really windy. I had my last job was dropping around the back of King's Cross, um, the new build place around by King's Cross, riding back, and it was just headwind the whole way. So yeah, dropped the last one. It was bang on 9 o'clock when I got there, and yeah, it's that's it, 10 o'clock. Fucking starving. Um, I need to. Where are we? This one. So that was today. Unfortunately, there was an issue with the heart rate monitor. Um, there's no there's no readings, but got a beautiful picture of riding around London. There we go, almost every road. But most importantly, right. So that was it. 245 kilometers, 15 and a half hours. That was actually a really quite a good achievement, right? Because it was working from. I say working, like I said, it wasn't really that busy today, but still online from 7 until 9, 7 in the morning till 9 at night, and that's the achievement, right? When you're riding and it's tired, I can't even speak. When you're riding and you're tired, like exhausted, um, it's a whole different experience. My light stopped, like ran out of battery. I had to use the phone. Imagine riding around London, pitch black at night, and I've got the fucking phone light. Um, yeah, I need more power packs. Yeah, no, I'm really tired, exhausted, but it was really worth it, really worth doing that. Of course, there was moments when I was fighting with myself, um, but this is to be expected, right? So, um, what happens now? So day off tomorrow. Basically, going to spend the next 24 hours eating everything that I can, um, recover, uh, and hydrate. I'm so thirsty as well. But Friday is a ramp test. So it's called ramp to failure. Um, Fuck. Sometimes I amaze myself how much shit I can speak. So coming back at that time, um, this really does highlight the battle that I was talking about, right? So coming back at like 10 o'clock at night, right? Eating, washing, uh, washing yourself, just to be clear, cool down, right, and then try to sleep. Yeah. Um, I done them things, right? But yeah, that was difficult, right? My mind was just buzzing, right? I did not sleep until 1 o'clock in the morning, and then even when you're even after that, I was waking up like every 2 hours. Just like suddenly, like, oh my god, like and then fuck, I've got to go to sleep. It was really really quite interesting going through that experience, right? Eventually woke up at 7 o'clock in the morning, and I was like a zombie, right? It was it was interesting, right? But the thing is I know that riding to Lisbon, right, is going to involve situations like this, right? So I need to train my body not to be so wired when I come back, right? Um, also to be able to recover in such a short window of time, right? These are all things that I need to start doing, right? So working from 7 o'clock in the morning until 9 o'clock at night, right? That's the new target. So this is going to be waking up at 5 o'clock, getting myself ready, going out, and then coming back at like 10 o'clock, doing what I need to do, and then waking up the next morning to do it again, right? Monday to Friday. This is basically going to be it, right? Let's see. Right, so here we go. This is the phase two training schedule, right? It's still 8 weeks, right? There's still going to be tests, like indoor tests that I need to do, and the ceiling percentage still remains the same. The difference, right? So week 8 is going to be a complete rest week. One thing I've realised is I do enjoy pushing myself, but sometimes I just need a break, right? Let the body recover, have a rest, eat, sleep, these things, hydrate. These are all really quite important, yeah. So I'm adding this this rest week in. Where it was the ceiling was calculated by the distance, it's now on the time, right? So the total hours spent online, yeah, while I'm working. So always logging on at 7 o'clock. So 7 o'clock each morning, Monday to Friday, it's going to be the same, and then logging off is going to be logging off is going to be the difference. Struggling to speak English. So logging off is going to be the time of the last job. So once it gets to, for example, once it gets to 5:30, once my last job exceeds that time, once I get a job that exceeds that time, that will be my last job, right? So once that's delivered, come back home, start the recovery process, right? So as the weeks go on, it gets slightly later, so 7, 7:30, and then it drops again. So this was the deload week. Well, it still is a deload week, right? So we're dropping down just to like give that active recovery, right? So still going out, but doing less. So this is going to be 60%, and then start again. So 7 and then 9, right? So this is going to be this is the 100%, 14-hour day, right? And then have another deload week into the rest week, right? So that's the structure. This is how it's all going to play out over the next 8 weeks. Now I know who I am. I know what I can do, and I know what I can't do, right? So you have to be honest with yourself, and you have to say, like, kind of that there are going to be times when I'm not strong enough to go out, you know, where I will need to take days off, right? So that schedule, so this is going to repeat every 8 weeks until the number of days off is 0, right? I fully expect that week 6 is the 100% week, right? Maybe I can do like 2 or 3 days in this phase, right? Maybe it's going to be like 2 or 3 days. But there's going to be time when I have to take off, right? I'm at the beginner level, and I need to start moving up, right? Because of fatigue, but my body's not used to this. Fatigue is a dominant mistress, right? Once you let her in, it doesn't take long until she completely takes over, and the result is always the same. Yeah, you're not doing anything. That's it. Finished. Um, yeah. So this is this is just these thoughts. These thoughts are of previous times, all coming back to me. But yeah, yeah, training your body to be able to function while fatigued, right? And this brings me on to the next section in this, the ramp to failure test, right? That I done the other Friday, right? Right. So this is the data from the ramp test, right? Ramp to failure test. So we've got the power output on this axis, and then the time on this axis. The first kind of half of it, this was the warm up, right? So that they're almost exactly the same. The blue is I think that was 7th of November, and then the orange was the most recent one, which was 16th of January. So a good like 8 weeks difference between the two of them, yeah. And then the test starts, right? So starting off, I think it was 130 watts, so keeping 130 watts, and then every minute increased by 20. So we can see that it's going up almost exactly the same. Something weird happened here. I decided to jump up a bit in the most recent one, right? And then this orange one, right, the most recent one. This is when everything started to fall apart. Right? I really do remember this bit. That was real pain there, and then it finished. I collapsed at the end of it. The blue one is just, this is bad habits, right? Of getting to a stage where things are too much and then stopping, right? This is what I'm trying to prevent myself from doing. There's always a little bit more that you can give, right? It doesn't matter how dirty it is, right? It's never pretty, but there's always a bit more that you can give. Heart rate during the ramp test, the colours still the same for the dates. Now there's a bit of a difference, right? Even though um, the power was almost exactly this. Well, it was exactly the same, yeah. During the warm up, there's a difference, right? And then there's a gap between the two of them, and then that gap becomes bigger and bigger and bigger until there's like massive differences between the two of them, yeah. Right. So 7th of November, 16th of Jan, the two tests. The peak power, there's an increase, right? 10 watts. 10 watts is fine. I'm taking that as a positive. Heart rate, right? My given my age, my maximum heart rate should be 174. This is 176, so I was really like exceeding my maximum, so really pushing. So I'm happy with that. Duration slightly less, right? Average power slightly less as well. The last 60 seconds is that's when everything started to fall apart. Yeah, I started trying to push, but my body, my mind is telling me no. Sound a bit like R. Kelly there. And then obviously there's an impact on the cadence as well. These two are good signs, right? I'm not too concerned about the rest of them. I mean, there's other things that we can take into account. Um, the fatigue, still carrying fatigue from the ceiling test. Even though I give myself a day recover, it obviously wasn't enough because I was falling apart like sooner, like 15 seconds difference. Yeah, that's when I was falling apart. Although I was pushing out more watts, there was a bigger cost. Yeah, so the cost last time, um, it's like what 15 beats per minute, uh, for only 10 watts difference. That's quite a big cost. Yeah, and then it just and then I just collapsed after it. So fatigue is could could be the answer to this. I don't know. I'm not a bloody sports scientist or something. I don't know, but I'm taking this data, and this is good. There's an increase there, and this as well, pushing myself to the absolute maximum, and as well, um, not stopping when things are too much. Yeah, even though there was just a slight increase, from the point in which it got very difficult, I still kept going. I still kept trying. Right. That's the main things. So I'm taking that as a win. Obviously, as the time goes on, there'll be more tests, and we'll see how this all plays out. Right. So there we go. That's some good information. Although it's there were some good things that come out of it. It's always good to see an increase in the power output. As well as the not stopping when things get tough, like still pushing. Right, they're good things, right? But anyone can push themselves for one day. Yeah. Doing like ultra endurance, it just means the output has to be consecutive. So not just one day, the next day, the day after, so on and so forth. Yeah. So this is where I want to get to. This is the direction. To be able to do that. There's still going to be a price to pay at the end. But I can keep going. Yeah. So tomorrow, because it's Sunday today, tomorrow starts the new routine, new schedule. 75%. So a nice gentle ease into the process. Finishing at 5:30. I will keep a track of the distance, the average speed, the number of jobs as well that I get. I'm sure there's going to be some sort of correlation with everything. But as always, this is all new. So this is why, new to me anyway. So this is why things change. You start recognising things and going, oh, okay, yeah. So yeah, collecting data is good. And we'll definitely see that no 2 days are going to be the same when you're working as a courier. Although the start time and the finish time are going to be the same, the meat in the middle of it, in the middle of that sandwich is going to be totally different. So yeah, let's go, right?